There is another split inside the Labour Party on basic policies. This time, Lisa Nandy has gone against Keir Starmer on the issue of children and self-ID. Goodbye common sense, goodbye logic, and goodbye science when it comes to the Labour Party and the political left. What is happening right now in the Labour Party is quite fascinating because Starmer as leader wants to be on the fence on a number of issues, and on other topics, when he's not on the fence, he's on the wrong side as usual. And we're not just saying it because of our own bias from this side of the political spectrum. Even people on the left side or the liberal side would still disagree with Keir Starmer. But when it comes to the issue of self-ID and the gender bill in Scotland and all this chaos, on the one hand, when it comes to adults, I'm a libertarian on a number of issues. If you want to do whatever you want to do, like as long as you don't affect me, don't impose your ideas on me, don't obviously block anything I have to do in my own life, you can do whatever you want. I don't care. But when it comes to imposing policies that we have to change our lifestyle, that's a problem. But secondly, children. That's my red line. Now, Lisa Nandy agrees with the SNP and Nicola Sturgeon. And she goes further. It's no longer about just being 16. It's about being 13. 13-year-olds should be taken seriously, she says, if they want to self-ID as another gender, for example, or obtain a legal certificate to do so. Hello, slippery slope. It's a classic thing that we've had. We also heard from the Education Secretary of the so-called Tory government, who also said, well, actually, when it comes to children, they should be able to legally have those powers. But what about voting? What about joining the front line in armed forces? What about getting married without consent of your parents or guardians? These idiots do not think through anything that comes out of their mouth. And they are so damaging to our society and our political atmosphere in general. Now, Lisa Nandy is going against her own boss because you can tell that probably she still thinks that she could become the next Labour leader. The problem that she has, as a Whitehall source said, that Lisa Nandy is wooing the woke Labour MPs, while Keir Starmer desperately pretends that he cares about women's rights. It's time for Labour to come clean on where it stands on protecting women and children. It's quite weird because Nandy, as I said, she came out to make a statement saying, when I talk to teenagers in my constituency, I've got someone who's been going through this process since the age of 13, they're now 19, and has only just been able to access treatment. Yeah, clearly they were very, very aware and wise that at the age of 13 to be able to do that. You idiot. Absolute idiot. Now, Keir Starmer, as we said, pretends to be on the side of women and women's rights. He doesn't even know what a woman is. How can you be on the sides of women and their basic rights if you don't know what they look like and how they stand and how they walk and what they do? This is mummy issues on a whole new level. I know a lot of guys in politics do have mummy issues, but this is very, very extreme. Now, all this damaging stuff will be affecting our country, but because they are now being exposed on a daily basis, and it's actually finally reached the mainstream media, these topics, because for years they've been oppressing these sort of issues that you weren't allowed to talk about them. But because we are now seeing more of it and we are hearing more about these issues, I can assure you that backlash has started. I can assure you that the next election, you will see certain politicians completely struggling to even form a sentence when they're asked to defend their idiotic woke positions, both Tory and Labour, let alone the other small parties like this SNP or the Liberal Democrats or the Green crap idiots. That's a whole different issue. No one cares about them. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break. I'm Tousi and we are the media.